Hello, my name is Alejandra Davila and I'm the pastry chef here at Main Course Cooking School, and today we're going to learn how to make apple turnovers using phyllo dough. Alright, so for our filling, what we have here is just a Granny Smith apple that's been chopped up fine and has been macerating in some brown sugar and cinnamon. You want to let that sit for about an hour so all the juices from the apple will start coming out, and this will make the base for our nice caramel. So we're going to strain all the juice out. It's not going to be that much, but just a little bit that we need to thicken up to make our caramel. So over here we have some cornstarch that we're going to mix with a little bit of water. You want to mix your cornstarch in a separate bowl with cold water instead of just adding the dry ingredient to your caramel base, because if you do, you might get some lumps that you won't be able to get rid of later. So once we mix that up, we'll put the slurry into our caramel, and we're just going to cook this until it thickens up, until it cooks the cornstarch. So we're going to turn our burner up to a medium-high heat and let this cook until it comes to a boil. Once it boils, it's going to cook off all of that raw cornstarch taste, and it's going to thicken up our sauce. It's going to look like this, like a nice little gel that we are going to add back into our apples and just give them a toss and coat them with the freshly made caramel. And then we're just going to set this aside and let it cool before we start filling our turnovers. Alright, and first thing you'll need is in your freezer section at the grocery store, you're going to buy a pre-made phyllo dough, which is this dough right here. And you always want to make sure as soon as you take it off the wrapper to keep it covered with a moist towel, because it tends to dry really fast. So you need that, and of course some melted butter, because that's going to help us seal this together. So you want to very carefully So you want to take out your first sheet and brush it very lightly with some butter. Alright, so now that we have a nice thin layer of butter, we're going to fold this in thirds. So take your first corner, fold it over carefully, and then we'll take the other side, fold it on top of it. And then we're going to take our apple mixture that has cooled down and put a tablespoon in one corner. And then do the same with the butter, just around the corners, and then all the way down. And we're going to start folding this into our turnover triangles, making sure the corners are really sealed well. Fold it again. And again until we reach the very end. Alright, that's our last one. And before it goes in the oven, we're going to give it a light brush with an egg wash, which is basically just an egg with a little bit of water, salt, and sugar. It's going to help loosen it up so we can give the turnovers a nice light coat. Then we're going to top them off with just a mixture of cinnamon and sugar. And that's about a 1/4 cup of sugar to a tablespoon of cinnamon. So we're going to put these in a 375-degree oven for 12 minutes, just until they're nice and golden crispy. Alright, so the timer just went off, and let's give them a look, and they're nice and golden brown. So these are ready to come out, and you can eat them as is, hot with some ice cream, or let them come to room temperature and have some caramel sauce with them.